Welcome to another extraordinary vacation tour. Today we are checking out the All-Star Resorts at Disney Orlando. In this video, I'll be showing you all the amenities at all three resorts, 2 room tours, what the differences are between each resort, and I had the chance to speak to an amazing cast member, manager at one of the resorts, and he gave me some of the best tips for you. So buckle up, I'm gonna give you my 10 best tips for all these resorts. Let's get into it. The All-Star Resorts are considered a value resort, which makes them the most affordable Disney hotel. All 3 resorts are bundled right together. First you have All-Star Sports, then you have All-Star Music, and then you have All-Star Movies. The first resort we're going to check out is All-Star Sports, but first, headed to Disney, save time planning your vacation with this all-in-one complete digital hyperlinked guide. All of the parks, resorts, lightning lane information, all the info you need is in this digital guide. No need to print it out, take it with you on your tablet or phone to go. My YouTube viewers get a special discount, use YouTube at checkout. The one thing you're going to notice with the All-Star Resorts is that they are all almost identically the same resort except for the theming. All-Star Sports Resort is, you guessed it, sports themed. There are 5 themes, but each theme has groups of 2 buildings. So there's 10 buildings total on All-Star Sports Resort. Starting with Surf's Up, Touchdown, Center Court, Home Run Hotel, and finally, Hoops Hotel. Each hotel room at the resort is accessible through an exterior door. They also have accessible hotel rooms. The bus is the only transportation available to the Disney parks, and you're going to find that right in front of the lobby. Buses start at 45 minutes prior to park opening and goes all the way to an hour after closing. Headed back to the main area in the lobby, you're going to find a store with all the merchandise, definitely sports themed, and an arcade, just in case for those rainy Florida days. Across from the arcade, you're going to find End Zone Food Court. This is their quick service area, and you can also do mobile ordering through the Disney app. All the resorts have similar food choices, and you're also going to find a grab-and-go station that has sandwiches, donuts, salads. And if you get a refillable resort mug, which I highly recommend, you also have an area to refill those. And the seating area was quite big. Also inside the dining connects the Grandstand Spirits pool bar, which also goes to the outside near the pool. And this is where you get all those vacation cocktails. There are 2 pools at All-Star Sports. The first one is Surfboard Bay Pool, and it's closest to the lobby and the biggest area. I always like to put in my tour videos if they provide life jackets or not, and this one they do. And they also have a little kiddie pool that's very, very shallow. Just outside the pool area, you're going to find a bathroom area and also your first set of laundry. And I know my family of 5 goes through a lot of laundry on vacation, so this is a definite plus for this resort. The other pool, which I thought was kind of neat, is located right by Home Run Hotel. All right, let's head to the next hotel, All-Star Music. All-Star Music was definitely the busiest of the resorts I visited that day, but that could have just been a big group leaving. And like I said, all the resorts are virtually identical, so you're also going to catch the buses to the parks out of front of the lobby. Next, you'll have the merchandise store that has Disney theming musical merchandise. Next is their arcade. And across from the arcade, you'll have Intermissions Food Court, which is their quick service and mobile ordering dining area. And like I said, all the menus are virtually identical. When I was visiting, it was during breakfast time, and all the menus were exactly the same. The only differences I noticed were like a few cute different cupcakes or pastries throughout the different resorts. And this is where you would use your refillable mug. And the dining area is set up virtually the same way. And here we have Singing Spirits Pool Bar, which is connected to the dining area. And if you go outside, it's right next to the pool area, so you can get those vacation cocktails. And here's a look at the first pool we'll see. It's shaped like a guitar and right next to the lobby. And they also have a little kiddie pool area that's very shallow. And one thing I noticed different about this hotel pool was that they had a table tennis court and a pool table there too. And they also provide life jackets. And just outside the pool area, you're going to find the Nightly S'mores Hotspot. And outside of this pool, same thing, you're going to find the bathrooms with the laundry area. And near here is also the toddler-friendly playground. All Star Music Resorts also has 5 different theming hotels with 2 buildings per theme, and the first one is Calypso. Next is Jazz Inn, Broadway Hotel, Country Fair, and one thing I did notice walking through this resort is that they have the same music themed playing in the area that the hotel's in. So maybe if you don't like country music, try to request a different building. And last, we have Rock Inn. And this resort, the rooms are also accessible by exterior doors. And located right in between Broadway Hotel, Country Fair, Rock Inn, and Jazz Inn is the Piano Pool. And if you happen to see me filming this pool, you're going to see that I was the one that jumped the fence to get a good look. And last but definitely not least, we're going to take a look at the crowd favorite All Star Movies Resort. Same thing for the bus transportation. You're going to catch it out in front of the lobby. You have your Disney merchandise store right inside the lobby, featuring a little bit more of the movie side. And then you have the quick service dining option, World Premiere Court, which is right across from the arcade. And this is where you're going to refill your refillable resort mug. And I also noticed a little bit more takeaway snacks in the market area of this resort. And then you have Silver Screen Spirits, which connects to the dining area and goes all the way to the outside near the pool area. So while I was touring the resort, the Fantasia iconic pool was being refurbished, but it will open up in April of 2025. And don't forget, they also have the second pool, which we'll see in just a second. And the one thing that's different at this resort is they had a little splash pad, but it is also closed at the time of this filming. And they do have this toddler-friendly playground nearby as well. And just like the other resorts, you have groups of 2 buildings, 5 separate themes, making it 10 buildings total. And the first one is Toy Story, then Fantasia, Love Bug Hotel, 101 Dalmatians, and finally an oldie but goodie, Mighty Ducks. And it's by Mighty Ducks where you're also going to find that second pool you can go to while Fantasia Pool is under refurbishment. And just outside this pool, you're going to find the bathrooms and the laundry service area. So to summarize all the All-Star resorts together, it's very kitschy and theming, and it's also the least expensive Disney resort, which appeals to a lot of people. Now we're going to take a look at a family suite, which is only available in the music resorts. It can sleep a total of 6, and then in the living room there are 2 Murphy beds that come right out of the wall. The other appeal for this room is that it has 2 separate bathrooms, which is big for big families, a little kitchenette area with a bigger fridge than all the other hotel rooms, and a separate bedroom for the parents. And this is just a standard room that sleeps up to 4, and you're going to see how that Murphy bed comes out of the wall in this room. Those are the only type of rooms you can book at the All-Star Resorts, but now let's talk about standard versus preferred booking rooms. When you book a preferred room at these resorts, this just means you're closer to the lobby, closer to the main pool, and closer to the transportation. At All-Star Sports, the preferred buildings are in Surf's Up, buildings 1 and 6, and Touchdown, buildings 7 and 10. At All-Star Music, it's Calypso, building 1 and 10, and Jazz Inn, 2 and 9. At All-Star Movies, it's 101 Dalmatians, buildings 1 and 4, Fantasia, buildings 5 and 8, and Toy Story, buildings 9 and 10. So if you want to limit your time walking, especially if you're going to the parks, book a preferred room. And now let's get into my top 10 tips for booking these resorts. First is bus transportation to the parks. Each resort typically has their own bus dedicated to them, but sometimes when it's slow, you will be sharing with the other 2 resorts. So take that time into account when you're traveling to the parks. And actually, the buses are nice because at Magic Kingdom, you get right to the front. You don't even have to go to the Ticket and Transportation Center and take the monorail or ferry in, which is nice. And if you don't want to wait for the buses at all, you also get complimentary parking at all the Disney parks. Before your stay, be sure to call ahead and request a room. The cast member I spoke to said sometimes they can do it and sometimes they can't. So just take the chance and do it. You can use a Disney gift card to pay for the resort bill. However, you can't just put a gift card on file. You have to give them a credit or debit card. So here's what you're going to do. Take the gift card or gift cards you want to use to pay off the hotel bill the night before you check out, and they will take all that off your hotel bill. When you check in, you're going to use a credit or debit card, and just remember they are always going to have a $100 hold on your credit or debit card. So let's say you're in the resort and you have $120 worth of food and beverage or merchandise around. Well, they're always going to have $100 hold, so they're going to add an extra $100 on top of that. Just to take care of any merchandise bought in the future or food and beverage. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because a debit card or credit card matters. The credit card is going to release that extra $100 after your stay a lot quicker than a debit card was. So be mindful of what card you're using when you check in. Okay, I know Disney changes all the time, but at the time of this filming, on the first day of your resort stay, let's say you get there at 9 a.m. and you can't get into your room till later that day, head to a water park. It's actually complimentary. The hotel will hold your luggage for you, so get your swimsuits on and head to the water park and have some fun until your room is ready. For free even. Keep in mind that these hotels are booked by big groups for sporting events at the ESPN Worldwide of Sports. So be sure to check their calendar to see if there's any sporting events coming up that may be used by these hotels, like the cheerleading competitions or baseball tryouts. And on that note, keep in mind it's not the quietest of resorts. You're going to have a lot of big groups here. But, however, they did have a lot of signs around the resorts for quiet hours. I did have the chance to speak to a mom at the pool, and she said it wasn't super loud around the resort, but I'm sure that is totally dependent on what groups or who is around you. As you may have noticed, these aren't the biggest of rooms, so be sure to pack compactly and use anything and everything to organize your room, like hooks or shoe organizers. It makes a big difference. And keep in mind that most of the rooms do not have microwaves here, so if you do have leftovers, you may not have a way to heat them up. I know I touched on this a little bit a second ago, but if you drove your own car or rental or whatever, you can park at the parks for free because you're staying at the resort. This could be a big deal if you're trying to get to the park early for rope drop and you just don't want to rely on the bus transportation schedule and you want your own time. If you've stayed at the All-Star Resorts before, be sure to post your best tip in the comments below to help other people plan their vacation, or simply just tell us when your next vacation is. We love to hear it. And thank you for watching, everybody. If you found this video helpful to your next vacation, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for all my future hotel cruise and Disney tours. Take it easy, everyone.